Ed is the next character to join the Street Fighter 6 roster, and so to talk all about the return of the psycho-powered boxer, we've got director Takayuki Nakayama and producer Shuhei Matsumoto joining us remotely all the way from Japan. So, to start, can you tell us about how you were looking to update Ed's character design over his Street Fighter V counterpart?
Yeah, so in terms of the visual aspect of Ed, in terms of his design in Street Fighter V, he kind of turned out to be a little more macho and a bigger frame than they were intentionally going for. So for Street Fighter 6, they feel like they were able to nail that down a little more.
And then story-wise, where is Ed at in Street Fighter 6? What's his driving motivation going forward in this story?
In terms of Street Fighter 6, his story is very much connected to what players saw in Street Fighter 5 with his association with Bison and just kind of being in that environment, that kind of like lab environment that was led by M. Bison. And in 6, he is motivated to try to find his comrades from the days of Street Fighter 5.
So Ed was such a notable character in Street Fighter V because all of his special moves were tied to just a button and direction, almost like a beta test of the modern control scheme. Does Ed retain this kind of uniqueness among the roster even though the whole cast can now have one-button special moves through the modern control scheme?
As you mentioned, it was kind of an experiment for the developers when they were working on Street Fighter V to make Ed kind of like the prototype of this modern controls that we currently see in Street Fighter 6. However, his move roster, I guess, has been updated from the past title, and it's not like a complete replica of what you get to experience in Street Fighter V. So they've definitely made some tweaks and updates so that his modern controls in Street Fighter 6 is also fun and compelling.
All right, I'm going to throw this question to both of you. Between the three boxers of the Street Fighter series, we got Dudley, we got Balrog, and we got Ed. Who do you think would be the champion of the world just by pure boxing skill if they were to fight?
So, in terms of like power or strength, Balrog probably has the one up among those three. And in terms of technique, they'll probably have to go to Dudley. Ed might not have the technique or the polish, but he also has the advantage of being able to utilize psycho power. So in terms of boxing skills alone, it might kind of depend on like the setting or the context of the fight that we're seeing. But that's kind of how they're weighing out the individual character strengths.
Incredible answer. you gave props to every one of them. So with that, why don't we throw to some gameplay and kind of just live react to just seeing Ed in motion and just seeing what he can do. Also, we get to check out a new stage. Is there anything you can tell us about the stage that they're playing on here?
Maybe a lot of you weren't expecting this to be the setting of the new stage, so hopefully everyone is pleasantly surprised with this. This is kind of like the ruins of what is remaining now of the Shadaloo base. So as you can see, everything is kind of like dilapidated and destroyed. But if you look at the chair in the very center, there is some kind of red thing just kind of lying there. So I think that's probably the noteworthy item of what you're seeing right here.
So talking about Ed's gameplay a little bit, I can tell he's a very close range kind of fighter. Do you envision him having any strengths in any kind of matchups or being strong against certain characters and weak towards others? Do you design him that way? How do you describe his play style and how he fares against other characters?
So yeah, as you mentioned, he's a very strong in close range combat with his boxing fighting style, and he actually has a lot of different target combos available in his repertoire. So that's definitely noteworthy. Also, he, unlike his moveset in Street Fighter V, he no longer has kick moves. So they're all punches. Punch buttons will obviously do punches, but his kick moves are designated to these kind of flicker jabs that have pretty good reach. So not only is he strong in close quarters, but also very talented in terms of kind of mid-range attacks as well. However, he probably shines brightest when he is all up in the face of the opposing character, and he's got lots of different unique combos that are only capable through Ed. So we definitely recommend you to get aggressive, get in there and show what you got.
All right, and then I know you probably don't want me to ask this question, but I have to ask it. Akuma, is there anything you can share about how this character will play in Street Fighter 6 and when we can expect to see even a little taste of what he's going to look like in this game?
Yeah, obviously not a lot of information that we can provide here right now, but we're all very excited for you guys to see him. He's awesome looking and lots of great effects. We're going to be carefully planning out how we present this character to you guys, so we can't wait to show you this new character.
All right, well, I'll take it. Nakayama-san, Matsumoto-san, thank you so much for joining us. Ed will be available starting February 27th as the third character in the Year 1 Character Pass of Street Fighter 6.